Alright, Donkey Kong Country. We're doing a top 20 episode, our favorite top 20 tracks. We're doing one from Donkey Kong Country. So why not get some footage for it? Because we like to have some footage for it. I haven't played this in a long time. Holy crap, is that ever pixelated? This is on the Nintendo Switch. So you got your suspend menu, so you can go back, which I really, really like. But there should be also not just a suspend menu, but like a press and hold to rewind, start, select. Isn't there like a kind of a menu for it? Guess not. You know, where you can kind of do like suspend menu. There you go. This stuff. Alright, so create a suspend point. It's nice. So you can cheat your way through the game, which is really good for these tough ones. Options. Right, so 4:3. Sort of your classic TV ratio. Pixel perfect. Okay. Let's try that. Show controls in game, sure. And then CRT filter. I think CRT filter is just kind of pushing it for what you really need to do. I mean, you want it to look... Okay, well, so this is the actual ratio of what it was. So what we can do then is I can keep this ratio like this. And then I can also make it a little bigger. So it'll be bigger, but proper. As opposed to just 4:3, which I don't know if that's any better or if it's exactly the same. But I'm going to try it out anyway. There we go. Okay, pretty cool. Let's try it out. This game is so smooth. So you could do this roll, but he wouldn't run faster after that. How do you just run faster? Maybe he is running faster. That is him running faster. This music is incredible. But, I mean, it was at the time when this came out, like 1994. This was pretty revolutionary in terms of graphics. Sega Genesis was doing similar stuff. It's sort of like a mix of sort of drawn, that parallax scrolling, and then these guys are sort of like faux 3D or something. You had tons and tons of secrets in this game. So it's sort of, you know, platformers first came out and they were very, very difficult. And they would have secrets here and there, right? Just to keep it interesting and add some of that replay value. But they're really, wow. So Diddy Kong is he's your life. So it's kind of like a visual thing. Now he can't do anything, but we do have this. Can I roll into him? Yeah, can. But, you know, this is in a time when people were expecting larger games, right? Like, you had your JRPGs had come out, and not everything was just sort of a cutesy little platformer with 10 levels or something. People wanted a little bit more of like a world, in a way. And this gave you that. This gave you a reason to go back and mess with all these different levels. So you've just struggled with some of these enemies, and then boom, you get this guy. Now that's a perfect place to put a secret, because you're going to ride the rhino right into there, and it's teaching you that you should be on the lookout for these kind of things, which is a pretty important thing to do. You have to teach them as they're going. See, and then you have that one. I don't remember getting any of those. The KO, the A, and the N and the G. But I got it here, and now I know to like be on the lookout for that stuff. And especially if the game is really difficult, then you're going to want to be trying every possible thing to get those extra lives. Oh, sort of a day-night cycle right at the end of it. That's a cool way to do it. Jungle hijinks. Oh my god, I've never seen anything so pixelated. Should we see what it's like with a CRT filter on it? Okay, we'll create the suspend point. If it makes that look any better. Because I know, like, with... God, I wish you could just do these settings in the game. It'd be really nice. Okay. Is this going to be too big now that I made it large? Possibly. There we go. Load it. Okay, it kind of blurs it a little. Yet it's not as stupid of a filter as I thought it was going to be. It's not just sort of smeared on there. It actually sort of, how I'm looking at it on my monitor here, it looks a little better. It's a little wonky. I think it kind of goes against what you remembered it, and it's probably closer to what it really is. So there's probably like a secret in there or something. Probably why they put that TNT. One thing I had criticized this game of when I first played it was that it, because it was so zoomed in, which gave you these really large, nice-looking characters, you would sometimes not be able to see too far of where you're going, which was kind of a problem with Sonic the Hedgehog. You're trying to go so fast, but you couldn't actually see what you were jumping into. So it's fun to get all this momentum and move at like a really high speed. Okay, where could that go? There? No. To go at a high speed and get a lot of momentum, but you sometimes don't always know where you're going to land. Where I would find that in most Mario games, they would really reward that sort of endless forward momentum, running and sprinting. It was really, really helpful. They'd always put something good at the end of it, which you don't always get in this style. Which I think overall was sort of like a sacrifice they had to make. Okay, that's where I died before, and that's why there's a rope there. It's a sacrifice they had to make where it just looks more impressive. It's actually one of the things that I noticed with a game like Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, Ori is one of my favorite platformers ever. Came out on the Xbox 360 and PC, and then the sequel just came out. An incredible platformer, but sometimes I think it's a little too zoomed out. And I guess it's because you have a lot of abilities with this character, and you're trying to... you have a lot of movement and traversal. Jesus. That thing's round. You can't predict where it's going to go. How are you liking the CRT filter? Let's try it out. I end up getting so obsessed with this stuff. Like, oh, shoot. I didn't save that. Oh, no. Pixel perfect. Pixel perfect. Okay, is it going to remember where we were? Actually, same spot. So this looks pretty grainy again, doesn't it? You know, the CRT... Okay, that's the pixel perfect. That's sort of like, you really want to see every little pixel they had? Kind of too much clarity, I think. Okay, let's go back to the 4x3. Oh, God. Oh, it's just awful. I think the CRT filter helps. It just sort of smooths things out, which is how these games were designed to play, right? You notice this with like PlayStation 1 games too, where they need a bit of smoothing over. They need those scan lines. I think that this looks the best. I did not expect that to be the case. Oh, almost. So they give you this guy right up front. They give you multiple ones of those. I think by the time you get to this pit where I bounced up this guy and died, you're going to have jumped on that guy and realized, look, this is what he does. So it's not our fault. If you jump on him, bounce, and fall to your doom like I'm just about to do there. They put him right near the edge. How do you use old DK? There you go. Ooh. He's a big boy. Oof. We're just on the second level, so it's getting a little... It's already a pretty challenging game. But games back then were quite challenging. Nothing like games are now. I mean, some games now can be pretty tough, but they generally don't want to scare off gamers. I mean, this is like sort of... There's a real fear now I have where, okay, I just... down to one life. When you lose your little buddy, that's it. It's a lot of fear. Now I've got a bit of a safety blanket with Donkey Kong here. It's not like sort of Mario where, you know, maybe in the first one you had, what, you'd be small, you'd get big, you could get a fire flower. So that was 3 times you could be hit. And I think at first they'd made it so you were... Oh, they give me a little bit of leeway. Where if you went from small, if you got a mushroom to become big and you had the fire flower, the weather effects are pretty nice. That's a pretty rare thing. Rare. to see in a game of this time, especially a platformer. Really nice weather effects. Crank his cabin, you've done 2 levels. He's Mr. Popular. Go bananas. Crush has the toughest Kremling, only a barrel will. Alright. How do I go down? You slowly press down. Reptile rumble. Go bananas. Oh, that looks like the guy in Snake Pass. It's another rare game, right? Wow, 2 at once. This is one of the first games I remember going to like a party and seeing people play. People of all ages, colors and races. Girls, guys, you know. I think it was just so visually appealing. And the first few levels are, while they're challenging, they're not too difficult. It's pretty clear what the objective is and, you know, where the problem is. And I'd never seen that before. I'd always kind of grown up thinking, like, you know, me and my friends play them. But a lot of people don't. And a lot of people think they're stupid. And I'd never... I mean, when I was, you know, like 7 or 8, I'd met a girl that played them. So then to be, you know, like a teenager and going to parties and stuff. And it was one of those things where you're at a party of, you know, those like older guys that hang out with younger people. And he had an apartment and stuff. So it's a bit weird. But that was the cool place to go, you know. You could go there and drink. He had his own place, so he could really get away with a lot of things. And he had the Super Nintendo set up, and people just playing Donkey Kong. I remember thinking, whoa, girls are sitting around at a party playing Donkey Kong? This is cool. This guy's cool. And then, the next time I noticed that with Grand Theft Auto 3. Putting a PS2 on at a party and just passing the controller around. Seeing how far you can get, right? How far can you last? Get all the stars. Good God. How about this? How about this song? Turn it up. Don't touch that devilish looking fish. Look, they kind of expect you to get hit by the fish right away, so they give you a little life. Or I guess you could have got to this level with just your one guy. Ooh, don't miss that K, little boy. Same sort of swimming mechanic as Mario. Pressing the button and he thrusts up. Water thrust. Oh, don't touch those things. You'll swell up and die. There's going to be nobody to pee on you. Down in the ocean. It's just so big. All the characters are huge. You know, if you compare this to like Super Mario World or something. And those were pretty big and colorful. These guys are massive. For the amount of screen they take up and the enemies. So much detail and that depth to them. Okay, I see why they put this DK barrel here. I think people are going to be dying. We need to give them the extra. So all of a sudden there's a new control scheme. Things are killing you fast. Like, so we were saying about the Mario game, even in the first one. And at first it was different where you would, if you were big and had the fire flower, if you got hit once, you went down to being small. And then they changed that where you'd get hit and you'd go to regular, large, and then you get hit again, you get down to small, and then you die. Crash Bandicoot was like one hit, unless you had the Oogada guy looking out for you. You said that voodoo medicine. There you go, put a nice free life, easy one to get. Although it is slightly off the beaten path, I guess. But if you hold down and press the swim button, it will not do the old, it won't do those few inches up. There you go, the bananas tell you where to go. Oh, look at the way those are sort of distorted. There you go. Look at this happy boy. You know he's a happy little swordfish. This guy, a nice easy enemy to teach you how to stab people. I mean, the way he's making him stab seems a bit, racy. There you go. Diddy's free. He was trapped in there. I think if the fish are coming at you, that means you're going the right way. Follow bananas. It's quite the labyrinth. Can I kill that thing? That'd be nice. I'd really like to. Oh, what a waste. Maybe they're... I see. That's why they put that guy down there. Oh, he sort of moves around like a Yoshi. Like you can go back and get him. Really similar. Oh, shark. It's got slightly different eyes. Not as friendly. They're hooded. They're slanted. What's that say? I thought this game was made in Japan. Oh no. Is Rare American? Oh, I see. Rare's racist. Towards Japanese people. You heard it here first. 85. Even those numbers look nice and big and three-dimensional. Those letters don't. But the numbers sure do. Watch out. Ride 'em. Ride 'em. This would be a fun game to watch somebody speedrun, because I think it would take some skill. Take a lot of memorization. So if something's about to hit me and I tag out... No, they... Okay. They like sort of pauses everything and they change space. It's not like... He won't be the active guy, so the thing can just pass through him. Hey, look at that. Nice size level. And then in what Super Mario World, you would have all those extra things up top, so you could really last a long time. Funky Kong. What's this like? Okay. So like fast travel. Nice. Coral capers. Alright. I'm glad there isn't like a flying level. Those I found in Cuphead were so difficult. I mean, that's a pretty difficult game. They had to find a reason to get you to look at more of their beautifully detailed environments, so they decided, we'll make it ridiculous. So you have to, ridiculously hard. So you have to play them over and over and over again, instead of just making it slower paced. But it's like, as soon as you make the game really fast paced, like Cuphead is, now everyone's whizzing past your environments. Oh! That's why like the environments in a racing game are not going to be that detailed. The cars will. Because that's what you actually see, but you're racing past things. Or maybe the like skybox or whatever you're looking into the horizon, that kind of stuff. You can make really super detailed. But you're not going to make the people standing on the side of the track that you're whizzing past at hopefully hundreds of miles an hour. Or at least that it feels like that. So yeah, if they would have made Cuphead like a visual novel or something with that amount of detail, but... See, a visual novel or like, you know, point and click sort of adventure game where the whole point of it is to... The whole point of it is to like study the screen, right? Constantly. Bam! Bam! I do like that he can run in and you just press that button, which makes you go faster and right through them, and there's no slowdown. If anything, it makes you go even faster, which I really like. This level theme is so good. Really builds up a lot of momentum. Oh! I kind of wish the music would keep going. But they don't know if you're going to come back into it again. Bam! Spam! Oof. You gotta be quite precise. So is that a little hole I can get into? No. Jumpity. Yeah, so Mario World, you had the items falling down. I mean, you can go from like cape to a big, but then whatever you're doing, you're probably, whoa. Every time you die, you got like at least one coming down that'll save you. And it'll bring you from like, you know, little to a cape, I believe. And then with Yoshi too, that's a whole other thing you can get hit by. And if you're almost gonna hit the ground, Jesus Lord. You're if gonna fall into a pit, you can sacrifice him and jump off, right? So, almost probably, I think that's why I like Super Mario Bros. 3 a little better, because it's more difficult. And it felt like more of a kind of big adventure, a little more dangerous going into these worlds. Super Mario World is still one of the greatest games ever, but That's the luxury Nintendo and that franchise have, where you can actually compare them with each other. Where they have so many of these like highest possible quality games that you can actually nitpick that kind of stuff. Just crazy. They do a good job of showing you what these barrels are all about, and that you have to be precise. There you go, practice, because it's going to get a lot more punishing as you go. And that's actually quite an easy one too. So what's your excuse? Oh yeah, golden rhino. Okay, or you can just go along the top and not even have to do anything. Is this past where I had last? Did? I liked what they did in Super Mario Odyssey, where they kind of broke up all the goals into these tiny little spots all over the map. So it's kind of like a Breath of the Wild, and it became more of like an exploration and experimentation game. And that game has a lot of really fun mechanics to mess around with. So it made a lot of sense. And if you die, you would just pay like a certain amount of coins. So for one, it made it easy because there's lots and lots of coins. Jesus, I'm not pressing jump right when I get to the bottom. Right when I get to the end there. Then I get to the bottom. But it also took away the penalty of dying, which meant that you were more likely to try something crazy. Like, I bet you there's a star over there, but it's going to take me a few attempts to nail that jump. So, you know, you're more willing to just experiment, which I think is really important. They did that in like Uncharted, and there's a game I was playing recently that did that really well. Last of Us Part 2. There's not really a penalty of dying, so you can experiment more with the stealth. Whoa, there we go. Wowzers. Because the reloading where you were is so fast, and you don't really lose, you know, many items or anything. I mean, in some cases, you'll like get some health back and some items back. Whoa, they were pretty kind to me there. Pretty lenient. Okay. Yeah. Oh, get the G. Can you get the G? Maybe from this guy. No. No. What's this butterfly? Is the butterfly just showing you where the things are? Oh, that makes sense. Not getting it. You blew your chance. They even gave me a respawn of one of them. But yeah, that was fun. And again, there's a lot of things to mess around with. And Last of Us Part 2 for their stealth, like a lot of different... Look at the layers and layers and layers of bananas. What's the problem? The way that he just sort of laughed when I jumped on him made it think you're not supposed to be jumping on him. But no, you were. Okay. Was that a sub-boss? Man boss? Winky's Walkway. Oof, creepy. Vultures. Oh man, look at that lighting. Some kind of a frog. Good at jumping? Yes, he is. Good way of showing you. That looks like a disco light. The Death Barrel. It's a fantastic song. Vultures beat frogs. Nope, he's still good. Frog beat vulture. Wow. You gotta make... Oh, that stuff feel good. You're collecting all those bananas. I like that they... I mean, they tried to go 3D with what? Donkey Kong 64. Like most games went 3D. I don't think they quite nailed it. The way they did it with Mario 64. I don't know if they were sure what was really fun about this one. I think they went more of the kind of like Banjo-Kazooie route of, well, it's fun to have this big world that you can explore. Okay, more bananas. Oh, if only you had the frog. Can you jump higher? No. Can they throw each other? That'd be handy. Do. Yeah, and I mean, I remember at the time, something like Banjo-Kazooie was pretty interesting just to be able to explore a big environment. Really colorful, inviting. It wasn't so much like the platforming that was the challenge, because that was clunky and clumsy compared to 2D. So they just made it a little easier, gave you that flappy bird. And it's about just sort of experimenting. Again, it seems like 3D lends itself more to that, whereas 2D is more about precision and speed and momentum. Speaking of speed and momentum, you know. This I remember from that party. Nobody could beat this level. That's when my gamer skills came in handy. Wow. You didn't go outside a lot, did you? No, I didn't. Although, you know what it does do? It makes you a very good driver. For some reason, we have to, we're constantly driving our, like, into our backyard just to, like, bring supplies to Stella's summer camp. Wow. And there's a lot of, like, really tight squeezes and maneuvering with cameras and stuff. And it's, you know, I think it's really beneficial with video games because it's all about looking at a screen, knowing the controls, and maneuvering, right? So with the car, when you're backing up and just looking at mirrors, same thing. Even if the controls are reversed or something, you're like, that's just a poison potion. Controls are reversed, baby. Okay, I don't know if, shoot. Is there a way to get more speed, like if I hold forward? Probably not. Am I getting more speed just by jumping more? I don't think so. I think it's just kind of like set. See, with this 4x3 screen, you're not getting as much notice of enemies coming your way. That's a pain. That one there. The minecart. Carnage. Yeah, I don't think you can break or anything. I think you just control it the way you control it. Getting tons of bananas though. So they're guiding you the way you should be going, when you should be jumping. Isn't there like, that's the one. That's the tough jump. They knew you'd be doing this multiple times, so they give you lots of bananas to get your lives, but then that big incentive of that balloon. Maybe I just need to hold jump longer for that, Okay, maybe that's what it was. I might have just been tapping it and not depressing it for a long period of time. So it's nice that gotta do a quicker jump there. For the Switch and the Wii U, they went back to just what made these games great. Two-dimensional, challenging, really colorful, big, beautiful. Not everything needs to move with the trends of gaming, you know? You don't need to have like a Half-Life version of Donkey Kong Country. God, I'm so far back. No checkpoint! I was playing Ghost of Tsushima and I'd fail at a certain point and then the checkpoint would just push me past it. It wasn't even like the checkpoint was right before and you get to try it multiple times. They just move your character forward when you respawn. Go, oh. I wouldn't mind trying that again, but if you don't think I can do it, I guess I can't do it. Nah, let's move on. We don't want you getting frustrated not seeing our wonderful story. I lost my Switch Pro controller. If they weren't $90, I would totally buy another one. Because I know it's got to be somewhere in the house. I bet you I put it in some stupid bag when I was traveling somewhere. I probably thought, I'm going to bring my Switch. Play it on the road. Better bring my Pro Controller. That makes sense, right? Because it's way better. Well, I should have left that at home. Or then I probably thought, I could play with more people. Be fun. It's like just as much as a bloody game. You know? Okay, where is this balloon? Is it right here? Ah, jeez! Wait a second. No. La. Oh, you have to use the Japanese version of the other button to press OK. Ooh, I'm cheating. No, it doesn't feel as good. I have the nagging feeling of cheating. It's just going to affect me throughout this way to go. I'm just gonna let him die. I can't do it this way. I need to restart the level. No! No, can't do it. No! I have to do it properly. It's the whole point, is being able to do the whole level in one. It's like a Dark Souls boss with multiple phases. Sure, anyone can remember one phase, but can you remember different strategies required for 3 phases? Apparently I can't. Like Sekiro, that final boss, took me all day one day. It's like a 4-hour stream or longer, maybe 7, of the final boss. Probably because I'm slightly distracted by the chat. That's why I'm doing so good here. Probably not. Whoa. You know, I was having all these internet problems when I was trying to stream. I was getting what are called flaps. The internet upload speed drops to nothing and comes back. It was causing a lot of problems. I could have just been recording all this stuff offline. Yes. And then it would have been perfect, beautiful quality, like I'm doing now, but I miss having the chat. It's like having a co-host of multiple people with different personalities. It's like having a co-host who has multiple personality disorder. People who have never played the game, people who have played the game. It's just that last second one. Yeah. So I do miss that. Alright. That's it for here. If you want to see more of this, let me know. Bye for now.